This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Good morning. Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at @BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. Now, before we get started, I do want to highlight that I'm going to do the numbers, and they are brought to you by Unstoppable Domains. I wanted to let people know that I try to stay away from what I feel might be a trademark infringement, like if somebody owns the trademark, and I try to think a little more outside the box, not as directly focused. And I'm just going to give you a couple examples of that today before we get started and do the numbers. I own drumsonline.crypto. I feel like that's a great name for a huge drum company or website that does huge subscription lessons, takes payments from students all over the world. I also own guitarsonline.crypto for the same reason, whether it's a seller of the instrument or whether it's somebody that's offering education across the planet through, and obviously this makes it much easier for them to receive money at a much lower fee, right? Because, they can accept crypto and there's all these different currencies from all these different people around the world. Then I want to feature Mohammed Sadiq, who has a couple that I thought were really cool too. He owns valleytours.crypto. He owns Bay Area Tours.crypto. He owns dinnercruise.crypto and Yosemite Camping.crypto. I just thought those were a good example as well about what I'm talking about here. So I just want to throw that out there. And look, I'm getting so much more, and I told you that I'm going to try to celebrate a few of you. When I see good names, I'm going to try to throw a couple out there just so people get a chance to hear it in case they may be interested in making you an offer for it. So make sure your stuff is listed on OpenSea or they have your ability to contact you. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do the numbers this morning. Bitcoin is $10,884.36. Ethereum is $383.13. And XRP is now 25 cents. Let's drill down on the numbers. 0.2506, and we are 11.2 billion on the market cap. We are up 3.2% on the 24-hour at 1.9 billion, headed towards 2 billion on the 24-hour. And the total circulating supply is 45 billion. 42 million plus, which changed just a couple days ago and came up about 31 million. So shout out to Hiding Out Now for that. Now, first piece of news that we have here this morning is a reminder. And the reminder is Secret Service investigation leads to an indictment in U.S. Treasury sanctions against 2 Russian nationals for their alleged involvement in worldwide attacks on cryptocurrency platforms and manipulating the market to defraud customers of $16.8 million. Those are 2 people I wouldn't want to be right now. The reminder here is obviously, there's links for the Unstoppable domain in the comment section description, but, I use many layers of protection. And one of the layers that I use for protection is to hide my anonymity with Pure VPN. If you haven't got it, I would suggest checking it out. There's a link. It's a 7-day trial for 99 cents. What do you got to lose? So make sure you take the, and again, I highlight, I have many layers of protection that I use. VPN, Pure VPN is one of those layers. Link in the description for all of you that may need it. So let's get on to the news, because we know that there are some bad actors out there and we all have to stay vigilant to stay on top of it. But let me tell you what is good that's coming up. And it's the DC FinTech Week. Now, I'm so excited about this because Dr. Chris Brummer is going to be the MC pretty much of the event. And Dr. Chris Brummer is one of the highlighted people that we have in the Cryptonaires documentary. And let you all know, the Cryptonaires documentary is doing very well. It is in several rounds now of post-production, and it is getting closer and closer and closer. And we can't let it go until it's right, because there were so many amazing people that donated to this film in this community. We are determined to give you a great film. And I know, because it is in Mike Jansen's hands, that's exactly what you're going to get. All right. So DC FinTech Week. Now that's going to be an interesting conversation, guys and girls, because this is going to involve now the idea and notion that exchanges are becoming banks. What do you think that discussion is going to be like this year? There may be some repeat topics that are covered, but there's going to be some new ones that are covered as well. I cannot wait to hear the dialogue in that DC FinTech Week. And by the way, Brad Garlinghouse will be there and will be speaking. So looking forward to that. We will cover every bit of that for you. So going on into it, some light news here, but still very big for all of us in this space, in the blockchain space. Multinational media and entertainment conglomerate Warner Media, heard of them, is joining the blockchain gaming ecosystem via its subsidiary Turner Sports. So there we have that. Now we move on, and we're going to get into some heavier ideas here as we move. So it starts now. The Federal Reserve left interest rates near zero. Shout out to Michael Val 5 Links, and signaled it would hold them there through at least 2023 to help the U.S. economy recover from the pandemic. Now we know that inflation is going to run hot. And then that means that obviously the price is going to reflect in commodities and cryptocurrencies ultimately, right? You're going to see a price reflection because of that inflation. There's no doubt about it. And it's going to be inflation trading, right? People are going to want to look to move their trades to something that's more beneficial than cash or even derivatives, which are overbought at this point. So at some point, that flood will spill right over into the cryptocurrency space. You watch. Okay, just a reminder here, we did cover this the other day. I can't talk this morning. We covered this the other day. MasterCard launches central bank digital currencies testing platform, enabling banks to assess and explore national digital currencies. That's how real this is getting. And later on here, in just a few seconds or a few minutes here, I'm going to play a clip for you because I was in a conference that Link2 had last night. Shout out to Link2 and everybody there. And it was a great opportunity to ask Alex Larson, Senior Investment Advisor from Blockchain Capital, about the idea. Because, look, they worked and received funding. Alex had received funding through, I think it was Spring and a development arm there, or had some connection there. So I asked him, because he had some heavy experience in stablecoin. So I asked him about stablecoin and the XRP token and the XRP ledger. And I think you'll be surprised about his answer. So we'll get to that here in just a second. So moving on, 2020 global crypto adoption. This is an article by Chainalysis. That's right. I told you Chainalysis is, this is where the market's going. You need a regulatory framework that everyone can adhere to, and then you absolutely need some referees on the field to scan these transactions to make sure everyone is adhering to it. Chainalysis is one of those services. Chainalysis, just to show you the depth of what they're doing and the widespread approach, they are evaluating and analyzing over 154 countries to get the current data that they have on the cryptocurrency space and all the things about it. I'm not going to read you this whole report so you can breathe a sigh of relief. What the point of this is for me is to show you just how big this is getting for crypto and how legitimate it is going to be because of things like CipherTrace and Chainalysis out here on the market. The other thing I want to point out is, if you do not know, you are not aware, while they're while they are scanning 154 countries around the world for these kinds of studies and understandings for charts and numbers and analytics, you need to know that Chainalysis also adopted the XRP ledger as a part of its analytics product. Now, why do you suppose they did that unless they see it as a universal highway for the entire planet when it comes to the digital world? So let's keep this moving. Breaking news from Alert Channel here. Former executive director of Dutch Central Bank calls for Netherlands and Germany to prepare for the euro and the EU reset. I call for citizens to prepare for a different monetary system. Well, damn. Good morning. Are we up? How about that now? So we've gone from the lighter news into the real talk today, right? And this is not just a YouTuber. This isn't just a podcaster. This isn't somebody who's just hyped about one coin they hold. This is an former executive director from a Dutch central bank, calling for a EU and Euro reset. And specifically, to prepare for a different monetary system. Here's something I wanted to share with you, and this comes from Tejero Jesus. Jesus, thank you so much for this. I'm going to read this to you from an American Express. The takeaway: global digital currencies are already here, developed by the private sector. Central banks are responding to the challenges of private sector digital currencies by accelerating the pace at which international payments go real time. And by looking into creating their own digital currencies, it may be that in time, one digital currency will emerge to become the new world reserve currency. Alternatively, perhaps the future might be a network of equal currencies in a highly liquid international payments world. This is from American Express. Oh, boy. All right, let's keep moving here. So this is a conference, again, like I told you, from Link2. And by the way, Link2's got a great-looking new website. Really looks fantastic. You can download the app for free, whether you're an accredited investor or not. I suggest, if you're interested in picks and shovels that are in the blockchain crypto space, to absolutely download this app, whether you're accredited or not, and to continue to follow these things, because I don't think it's very long in the future that if a lot of us out here do not qualify at this time, I think your portfolio will grow in the crypto space and you will qualify, and then you will be able to have this app, or through Uphold be able to purchase these picks and shovels with some of your crypto holdings. So that is extremely exciting what's going on there. So I also wanted to highlight real quick that they've just added a new listing, which is SoFi, which is absolutely cool, and that is a lending platform providing innovative student lending as well as mortgages, personal loans, and investing in banking. So really exciting to see SoFi moving into the space here and being listed on Link2. So shout out to them. Okay, so now let's get back to this clip I want to play you. I asked a gentleman in the middle. It's Alex Larson, Senior Investment Advisor, Blockchain Capital. I asked him about the notion of XRP being a global stablecoin, or the potential of a global stablecoin being developed off of XRP. Let's listen to his response here. Pretty interesting.
Digital Perspectives, go hit it.
Okay, well, thank you guys for a great panel. For one, I want to thank all of you for being here. This goes out to actually Alex Larson. I wanted to ask you a question because you said you've done an extensive amount of work, I believe, with stablecoins, you had said. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've spent a fair bit of time in stablecoins.
Okay, so I wanted to ask a question about XRP because XRP is really designed as a bridge currency. Do you see the potential for XRP to serve as like a global stablecoin, or potentially a stablecoin be developed off of XRP? If you could talk about that.
Yeah, sure. So I think that XRP has, in that vein, run into the same issues that Bitcoin or Ethereum did when they tried to be a medium of exchange. And that's specifically, there's quite a bit of volatility, and it's not, XRP doesn't have a peg against any fiat currency. So when you can just put dollars in a bank account and then put a token wrapper around that, you remove a lot of the mental overhead that you otherwise have to deal with when you're transacting in volatile currencies. So I think that XRP as a currency is probably not likely to be the best option as a way to move money cross-border, but absolutely it would be possible to build a stable coin on XRP somehow. And I think there are some really interesting designs in the Ethereum ecosystem that they could borrow from, and that I've seen experiments that are being run with. And so you could put XRP into a smart contract that would serve as collateral, and then you could issue synthetic dollars on top of that would have a mechanism for stabilizing the price. So there are certainly options, and I believe that XRP supports tokenization. So they could probably do some sort of a just plain token wrapper as well.
Really, really cool answer from Alex Larson. I want to thank him for that. So he doesn't see XRP specifically as a currency from his point of view. I certainly do. You guys know that. And so does Chris Giancarlo. But everybody's welcome to their own headspace and point of view on it. And I think that's where we get the best out of one another. What I found very interesting there is that he, in his mind, the way he sees it, XRP remains a commodity. And then you develop a stable coin off of that commodity. And you could have that, that global stable coin for operation through that. So I just found his perspective very, very interesting, which is really the perspective I used to have and have shifted greatly since then. So it doesn't rule it out. None of us actually know what the real answer is. We just know what we believe and what we've learned so far. So this really gets interesting because it could fall in that category too if regulators choose to see it as such. So, okay, the next question comes from Digital Asset Investor. Shout out to him. He asked a really great question from all three of these all of these panel members here, and he asked them what is the top 3 coins that they currently hold if they're willing to share that information. So let's listen to that because I think it's important to understand too that everybody you're seeing here that is in this space from the top right, which is Matthew Lemurl from Co-Investor, who is an enormous player in this space if you're not aware. And so are all of these people that are in this panel. These are huge venture capitalists in the blockchain crypto space. They have been very, very big players in this space. So let's listen to what they say. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
And,
Thank you. GAI?
Yes, please. Yeah.
You have the floor.
Hey guys, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
All right. This is a question that I would ask my financial advisor. This is the type of thing I would say to him when I'm talking to him. I get all kinds of recommendations for investments, what I should put my money in. So my question is, what are the top 3 digital asset holdings that you guys personally hold? And I'm not going to ask you that question without telling you what I hold. My top is XRP, then XLM, then VeChain. What are the top 3? Because you guys are not bound when you're just talking about what you personally own. That doesn't have anything to do with your clients. So what are your personal top 3? And if you're not comfortable answering it, don't answer it. But if you can answer it, that'd be awesome.
Happy to.
Go on then, Victor. Go for it.
So personally, I own Ripple and XRP. And I personally own Link2, which is also doing something in the token space. Stay tuned for that. And also UCOT, UCT tokens, which I am personally very bullish on in the next little while. So that's my
UCT. I learned something already. Great answer.
Steve, Alex, Nick, do either of you want to go for it?
I can go next. I mean, my answer isn't very exciting. My personal account is 90% constituted of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Monero. I just have a preference for the ones that behave like effectively virtual commodities. So
Thank you.
That's my boring answer.
Awesome.
Steve, Alex?
Personally, my largest holdings are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Maker. But I want to be incredibly clear that none of this is investment advice, and
Exactly.
do your own research.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, personally, my biggest token holdings are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Nexus Mutual, which is the insurance fund for DeFi.
Cool. And I'll tell you, I have no custodial ownership of tokens. Everything is through these guys. Don't come after me. They hold the assets in our names. We just have paper. But seriously, I think that it's really interesting that you shared that, and it was a great question, DII. We are over now, so.
Okay, so there you have it. So that was the top 3 holdings from all of those venture capitalists on the panel. I thought that was a great question from DAI to go along with everything that was talked about in that panel. You guys could check that video out at link to on YouTube. All right, guys. So one thing I want to finish up here is this. All of the stuff that we're seeing, everything that we're talking about leads me to feel like even though there's just 3 months, 2.5 months left of 3 months left here of the year 2020, I remain firm that Ripple nailed it, and 2020 is the year of the digital asset. I really do believe that. And all of the things that we're seeing with the picks and shovels, the venture capitalists, the institutions, I believe now that we're seeing Kraken become a bank, and other exchanges will get that same licensure as well. I believe we're about to see a new wave of acquisitions, partnerships, and mergers between traditional firms like traditional banks and institutions that will come in and buy up some of these crypto exchanges, knowing full well that they could get bank licensure. And I think you're going to see that partnership commitment happen where you see these exchanges get the bank licensure and then become the front interface of the buy and sell side for these traditional firms. So you have, let's just say, Bank A partners with a Coinbase or a Kraken, and there's your buy and sell side for your customers and the service and products that you offer. And then you could custody it at Curve or PolySign or Standard Trust, and you have a full service solution because we know that banks can custody the assets. They have yet to be given the ability to buy and sell them. But I would suspect that that's going to change greatly, knowing that Kraken has now been given a banking license. I can't imagine Kraken having the upper hand of being able to buy, sell, and store the assets, right? And then the banks not being able to do those things. So there's going to be some kind of a merge or relationship between all of this that's happening now to level the playing field. And this gets more exciting by the day. And I think with the news of Kraken, we're about to see a lot more news come out. As Brian Brooks said, a cadence of comments to come from the OCC over the coming weeks and months. It's go time, ladies and gentlemen. And if this is the year of the digital asset, we got about 2.5 months left to see some massive movements take place to really prime everything for an incredible year heading into 2021. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will catch all of you on the next one, and make sure you share with someone you know.